From time to time, you need to do an updated analysis of any company that you're following. And yesterday, Netflix reported earnings. I thought that it would be the right time to do an updated analysis. But when I look at my watch list or the stocks I'm currently following, Netflix is not one of them. There are 696 stocks there, but not Netflix. It means the last time I looked at this company was over 5 years ago, when I was still writing my analysis on pieces of paper. So what happened in these last 5 years? Why at the time I did not invest in Netflix, and why I made a mistake regarding Netflix? First of all, 5 years ago, the company had negative free cash flow. The profits were here, but not free cash flow. It means the company at the time was spending a lot of money on capital expenditures, which were not being recorded on the income statement. They were making a lot of investments in production, and most of the expenses were in amortization. Not a real cash expense, but big enough for the cash flows of the company to be negative. And also, if you look at the earnings multiples, the PE ratio of Netflix at the time, they were over 100. That's why I did not invest in Netflix. But today things have changed. The company has reached a point that it is now even buying back shares. I won't say that I made a mistake 5 years ago not investing in Netflix. It was the right choice to make, not to invest in such a company. There were better investments that I have made, and I'm happy with that. I want to know if I made a mistake a few years ago in 2022 when the PE ratio of Netflix was 15. Did I make a mistake back then? And the answer is actually yes. I made a mistake not investing in Netflix. And should I now invest in Netflix? Let's look at what happened in the last 5 years with this company. This is not really a capital intensive business by the traditional definition. The traditional definition means that you have big factories where there is the need for big capital investment for you to generate cash. This is not the case with Netflix. There is a sort of intangible capital requirement in the production. And we know that there have been in recent years, starting maybe 5-6 years ago with Disney, that there have been pressures from those companies giving the rights to Netflix to show their shows on their streaming platform, revoking these rights. They were not renewing their contracts with Netflix anymore, which meant that Netflix was forced to produce their own shows, their own movies, and it was going to be costly. And I thought that a company like Disney was better prepared because content is king. But that was not the case. The production quality of Netflix was really, really high, and it was able to compete with all the other competitors, Disney, Fox, and everything else. These companies required much capital to build their own streaming platform and still are not able to compete with Netflix. I have posted the full analysis on the Superinvestors Club. If you're interested, you can have a look at it. I post all my analysis there. That's, by the way, a very quick, short analysis. I have longer analysis, and I even have courses investing for beginners and one about reading financial statements. And I'm working on a new course. Very soon it will be out. So please check out the Superinvestors Club. By making these investments, you will see the content assets of Netflix has increased by a huge amount. Even those assets are being amortized as before. What changed now is that Netflix is able to generate more cash faster than those assets are being amortized, and even faster than when the company has to inject into growing, into making new movies, new shows. That's a great company. And this happened not this year, not right now, but even in 2022, that was the case. But I wasn't really looking at the company. I was focused on Warner Bros. Discovery, and I made a mistake. This is a classic, like Charlie Munger likes to call it, classic thumb-sucking mistake. A good investment that you missed. And it cost me. It would have been better I invested in that company instead of keeping Warner Bros. Discovery, which needed to put even more money to build a platform. We cannot really go back into the past and invest in Netflix. I would have made 400%. It's okay. We can forget it. But it is a good lesson to learn as an investor. You are going to miss so many investment opportunities. That's why it's a good idea to have a sort of spreadsheet like I have, where you put all your investments. You can follow all these companies. Of course, you're not going to analyze Netflix or any other companies. If you have hundreds of companies on that spreadsheet, you're not going to analyze everything after each quarter, after each earnings report. It's impossible. But from time to time, you'll find opportunities that maybe if you don't have this, you're going to miss them. Luckily for me, in 2022, I did not miss Meta, and it is one of my best investments ever. I would recommend you watch this video next about Meta. Have a nice day and goodbye.